This was a question I was asked about scoring films, which is I've been sick for like a couple days, man. Chest congestion. A different thing, a whole different animal. Very, very fun. You need score sheets for that. And if there's any tips I could give, it'd be read the whole script, right? A lot of musicians just want to play, but you can't make that music up. It has to match the scenery, the script, and what's going on at the time. So it really has to matter. You definitely have to read the script. And I always suggest score sheets. Nowadays, you can do all that stuff through FL Studio, GarageBand, Ableton, Reason, whatever, and then the sheets will print out themselves now. But I like score sheets. I like to write the notes out and write them sometimes scene by scene. Some of the ones I've done are mostly, I've always done like independent films for different students and things like that. But let's talk about a few of the dynamics, right? You have different moods in movies. Some of the moods are happy. Major chords typically sound happy. Minor chords sound a little bit more scary, right? But then there's these mood changes that you get, and you can also change that with strings and stuff. You might hear something like, it sounds more mysterious, right? And that sounds like maybe somebody's running, things of the nature. Now, one of the things that they do in, let's say, scary films or more dramatic type films to build suspense is add distortion, meaning a chord that would sound like this would be this instead. Jason is coming to get you. What that does to your brain, right? Because these two notes, what I'm hitting is a D and an E flat together, are not necessarily seen or hit together. Right? So when I do, it tells your brain, oh my God, something's wrong. I don't like what I'm hearing. I better get out of here. And that's what they do quite often in scary movies. And then sometimes they do the run up. Meaning somebody who's running, things of that nature. They kind of catch the feeling of whatever's happening at that time. That's a lot of what you do when it comes to scoring films. There's dramatic shows and things of that nature. Some of the best stuff I've heard have been in back in the day when I was little, and my parents used to watch the old daytime shows, the soap operas, right? Like Young and the Restless is one that everybody loves, right? And what you hear there is, so you hear kind of the dramatic. That's a little bit of distortion too, because you go, wow, whatever this is sounds sad or scary. Either way, I don't like it, and you kind of get it, the gist of the show. You're gonna hear something you don't like. But at the same time, if you go look at one of my favorite theme songs, which I'm gonna do a tutorial on next, the Cheers theme song, Sometimes You Wanna Go. It makes you feel happy to come to a bar. So essentially, the tips I would say as far as scoring films, whether it be independent or big films, have your score sheets, know your notes, or at least have, I'm not even saying you have to write, full out notations on score sheets so much as write the chords down, some of the notes of what you feel, vibe with it, watch the film, watch each scene and vibe with what the actors are feeling and what the scripts mean. And that's really the key. If you don't like the film, don't score it. That's my opinion. Because it's hard to score a film that you think is like trash. Like, yo, this is whack. Any other questions, man? Hit up crescendomusic@gmail.com or realdraymode@gmail.com, or just follow via Instagram, Real Dre Mode. Peace.